Hello everyone, this is Rajiv and welcome back to our channel The Teacher. And today we are going to make this animation where a family is watching TV. And before I start, let me show you a few things first. Let me expand this thumbnail view. And here we have this GIF file that I downloaded from dribble.com. And let me show you the preview of this GIF file. So that was the original animation, and I replicate that animation into the PowerPoint, and that you can see here. I added a few things and to create the entire scene, where I added a TV, a table, a lamp, a clock, and another table with books, and a window where a cloud is moving and an airplane is going around. And okay, let me delete this and this one as well. Okay, let me show you a few things and then we will reanimate this animation from the beginning. So when you see an animation, you must notice which objects are moving. So here we have left leg of this man rotating around at 10 degree. Then we have this girl whose legs are moving up and down around a degree. Then she is throwing a popcorn and her hand is moving. The popcorn is flying out, and here is her mouth. First her mouth is in chewing position. When she throw the popcorn, her mouth expanded and then collapse again to the chewing mode again. And then we have this dog here who is watching the popcorn first, then his eyes goes down and back to the same position. Then we have here in the window a cloud is moving, then an aeroplane is flying out, and finally on the wall there is a clock which is moving around at 10 seconds, then repeating the same animation again and again. So when you see an animation, you must see the moving things first. Okay, let me duplicate this slide. So as I told you in my previous video that you can define your own anchor points using group objects, just like this leg. It seems just only a leg, but if I change the fill color, then you can see that here is another object here, a circle which is grouped with this leg. If I ungroup them, you can see that both are different objects, and later I grouped them. And why I did so, if you have not watched my previous video, then let me tell you that the anchor point of this leg is right here in the middle. And if I rotate it now, then it will rotate like this. But I want to rotate this leg from this position. So what I did is I inserted a small circle here, then selected the both object, and then selected both object and grouped them together, and that will create a new anchor point right here. And if you move the circle anywhere, then it will change the anchor point. Now the anchor point is right here. So let me undo all this. So same way, many anchor point has been defined, just like this. On the right leg there is no anchor point. On the man's leg, then we have this right hand of the girl, there is no anchor point. And here we have this thumb of her, there is no anchor point. And here we have this eyelashes of the dog, then white part of the eye, then this part. And if I fill a color here, you can see Okay, this is the black part of the eye, but if I fill outline color here, then you can see a circle around here, so it will spin like that. Okay, for more information about defining your own anchor points, you can watch my video, and I have given the link in the cards. You can check that out. Let me undo all this. Okay, the next thing is you must also know about the selection pane, and I have also created a video on selection pane. You can watch it, and I am giving the link in the cards. When you need to work with several objects in a scene, then you must know how to work with selection pane, and that will really going to help you a lot. So if you watch this scene carefully, then you can see that all the objects have been drawn using the shape tools. And if you ask me, then I will say that Microsoft Word is the best place to learn about the shape tools. And I have also created a few videos on drawing tools or shape tools, how to use shape tools and format commands in Microsoft Word, and the same things and the same commands can be used here in PowerPoint. So if I ungroup that object, then you can see that it is a combination of several objects, and all these objects has been drawn using shape tool. You can see here. Okay, so how selection pane helps you? So here I have named each layer so I can later select or identify them easily. That is the most important thing that selection pane can help you out, and that is, so using selection pane you can name things, you can position things, and you can identify things by their name. So here I have named each layer separately, and you can see here, just like this lamp, here we have this lamp, the second dial in the clock, and minute dials and hours. We don't need this, we don't need to animate these, they are just there as a still object. You can see here, this is hour dial and this is clock face, and here we have flying popcorn. So you can notice one thing, that in hundreds of these objects, if I want to select a single object, just like I want to select the window, then I can click here and the window will be selected here, and I can move it easily, or I can apply any another command, like just if I want to animate this window, then I can select it right from here and then can animate it or can change the formatting of this object. So selection pane really helps you in those things, and that's up to you if you want to see. If there are hundreds of layers here, so it will be very easy for you to identify and select the objects from the selection pane if you name the layers and position them accurately. Not only you can name or position them here, you can also hide or unhide several objects when working with multiple objects in the presentation, so you can only see what you want to see. Okay, now it's the animation time. So what I do here, I open the animation pane first and then delete all these animations, and around there has been 22 animations in this entire scene, and I will apply all those animations from the beginning. So first we will undo all these things that I have changed, or I close that file without saving it and then reopen it. Okay, now I delete all these animations and reapply all these animations from the beginning. So first of all we will animate the left leg of this man, and it is a separate part from the entire object because we just want to animate this leg. And let me tell you one more thing, that in PowerPoint you can't apply two different animations to a grouped object. Okay, let me tell you more about this. Okay, just like this single object, if you want to animate this leg alone, you can't do that. Okay, let me show you. I apply a spin effect, and that will apply to the entire object, not alone to this leg. So that is a problem in PowerPoint. You can say, if you ask me, then I will say that is a problem in PowerPoint. And if Microsoft change this thing, or you can say add the option of applying different animation to a grouped object, then you can do a lot of things in PowerPoint. But unfortunately that function is not available in PowerPoint. Okay, let me reposition them, and now we want to animate this leg, and we want to rotate this leg like this. We want to rotate like this. Okay, so what I will do here, I will apply the spin animation. And as I told you before, that I mostly apply with previous to all the animation in all the presentations, and I would like to apply a time of around 0.50 seconds. 0.50 seconds. Right click on the effect and open effect options, and I want to spin it to 10 degrees clockwise without smoothness, and I want this leg to spin 10 degree and then reverse back to its original position. So I will apply auto reverse. Then we will go to the timing, and here I will apply repeat until end of slide. I want this leg to continuously move to the 10 degree, reverse back, and then again repeat that thing. Hit the OK button. Let me show you the slideshow first. Okay, so it is beating, moving to 10 degree and continuously repeating until we end the slide. Okay, now we have the left leg of the girl, and I will also apply the spin animation to this with previous, and a timing of around half second. Open the effect option. You can also open the effect option by double clicking on the effect. I want to rotate this leg to around 40 degrees without smoothness, and I want the leg to reverse back to its original position. So I will apply auto reverse and repeat until end of slide. I want these legs to move and come back to the same position, and repeat this until the entire animation is going on. Okay, one more thing I need to change here is I want this leg to rotate counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Okay, that's fine. Now the right leg, add animation, spin with previous, timing around half second, again 40 degree rotation and clockwise without smoothness, auto reverse, repeat until end of slide. That's fine. Let me show you the preview. So all these three legs are moving now, and you can apply the degree of rotation as you like. Okay, then we have the chewing face of the girl, and it is hidden behind this face, this large face. If you move it sideways, then you can see the chewing face in the. So here we will take the help of Selection Pane, because I don't want to move the objects from their original position. So I open the Selection Pane, and as I have selected this mouth, if you scroll down the list of Selection Pane, you can see that it is selected here, and I want to hide this, so I uncheck this and it will hide the big mouth. So here we will apply the motion path to this chewing face. For that I go to the animation pane, add animation, more motion path, and however you can apply any diagonal path and you can use the up one or down one. So I go with the down one, and I am saying this because you can change the path direction anytime. And here I go. You can hold down the control key and then you can use the middle mouse button to zoom in and zoom out. And let me tell you one more thing. If you select something and then you zoom using the control and middle button, then it will zoom to that particular object. So I need to open the animation pane and select that animation, and I need to move that chewing face right here. Okay, with previous, and its duration will be around 0.15 seconds. I want that mouth to move up and down very quickly, so I am applying a very short time here. And open the effect options, without smoothness, auto reverse, and repeat until end of slide. Let me close the selection pane. Now let's see what's happened. Okay, that's fine. Then we have the dog tail. I selected the dog tail and control middle mouse button to zoom that to that particular object. So we want that tail to spin like that, and it is, if you see carefully, it is hidden behind the sofa. The actual tail is like that. Let me bring it to the front. Okay, it is just like that. And let me show you one more thing here for this animation, which is important, and that is, if you see the selection pane and see the list of the objects here, then you can notice one thing here is that the sofa is not a single object. The entire sofa has been divided into separate objects and has not been grouped, and there is a reason behind it. You can see here, and there is a reason behind it, and that is, there are several objects which are in front and in the back of the sofa. Just like this dog, there are several parts here which are behind some part of the sofas, and some parts are in front of the sofa, just like this one. Okay, so that is why I didn't group them, because I want this object to remain in the back and a few objects in the front. So we want to animate this tail here, and we will also apply the spin effect for that one. With previous, open the effect option, and I want to rotate that object to 35 degree, and without smoothness, auto reverse, and its timing will be around 0.10 seconds, and I will repeat it 7 times, not until end of the slide. I want to repeat this 7 times. Okay, let's see the preview here. Okay, but when I want to spin that tail, so here we will also apply a delay of 2 seconds. The dog will spin its tail when the girl will throw the popcorn. Okay, so now I open again the selection pane, and here I need to find out the big mouth of the girl. Here it is, and I want to show it on the screen. Now it's time to animate this big mouth, and for that I am going to apply a basic zoom effect, entrance effect, and basic zoom. Okay, that's fine. With previous and a duration of 0.10 seconds, I want to I want this big mouth to appear immediately with just a 0.10 second. That's a tenth of the 1 second, and a delay of 3 seconds, and a delay of 2 seconds. Okay, so when the girl will throw the popcorn, its big mouth will appear, right? And the tail will move at the same time. Okay, let me show you the preview here. Oh, you can see here the tail and mouth are moving at the same time. Then I want this big mouth to disappear, and instead of applying disappear effect, I will go with more exit effects and zoom. Okay, that will look nicer than disappear effect. I want to play it with previous duration of 0.10 seconds. I want this mouth to disappear immediately with the zoom effect and delay of 3 seconds. Okay, if you see this, here is a delay of 2 seconds and here is a delay of 3 seconds. That means the big mouth will appear for 1 second. Then we need to animate the flying popcorn, or if you can select it here, right? No, that one. If you can guess and select that object, then it is fine. Otherwise you can take the help of Selection Pane. So for the flying popcorn, I will apply motion paths, and this time I need to apply a custom motion path. And if you see the list of here, you will not find custom motion path here. Even though all these, if you ask me, then I will say that all these are our custom motion paths. You just need to know a few things. Anyway, to apply a custom motion path, what you need to do is you need to go to the animation pane, and instead of going here to add an animation, you need to pull down that list of animation, and here you can see the custom motion path. And I don't know why they have not added this custom path to the add animation list of motion paths. Anyway, so I click here and I want this popcorn to fly over here, then move here, and then here. You can apply the path as you like. I am going with this way, and I want to end it right here, so I will double click here. Okay, that's fine, but I need to give a little curve here instead of corners, and for that I go to the effect options and click edit points, and here I right click on that node and click smooth point, and I do that for this one, smooth point, and for this one as well. Even you can adjust the paths by moving these lines. Okay, that's fine. I want to apply with previous here, and a duration of around 1.5 seconds and a delay of 1.5 seconds, and open the effect options, and here I need to apply smoothness, and for that I will apply smoothness to the starting point, and I will go with 0.25 seconds, and I don't want to repeat this. Hit the OK button. Let's see the preview. Okay, this she is doing, then she throw out the popcorn. Okay, that's fine. Then we want this popcorn to disappear, and for that I apply the disappear effect with previous, and I want this popcorn to disappear after 3 seconds. Okay, now we will animate right hand of the girl. I want this to rotate like this, I want this hand to rotate like this, and for that I apply the spin animation with previous and a rotation of 75° around with a smoothness of 0.25 seconds. Start smoothness 0.25 seconds. Okay, let me tell you one thing here. You can see the timing of smoothness here, and it is maximum going to 2 seconds. The smoothness timing is always concerned with the duration timing. So if your duration timing is 2 seconds, then you can apply a single smoothness to maximum of the length of the duration. And if you apply both the start and end smoothness, then they will be half. Maximum they can be half. If you will increase the smoothness, end smoothness, then it will decrease the timing of the start smoothness. Both can be equal in timing, and you need to note that. And I hit the OK button, and if I change the timing here, duration to 4 seconds, then you can note down that here is the 2 seconds. It will automatically change that. Okay, let me show you again. I change the duration to 1 second, and you can notice that the smoothness is now 0.5, and you must note that. And 75° rotation, smoothness of 0.25 seconds, and end smoothness, I don't want the end smoothness, and a delay of 1.5 seconds, and duration of around 0.25 seconds. Hit the OK and see the preview, and we will take care of that. Okay, that hand is moving fine. Okay, that's fine. Now we need to animate the eyelashes of the dog, and for that I am going to use exit effect, and for exit effect I am going to use strips, and hit the OK button, and let me play this. And you can see here, look at the eye of the dog, the eyelashes going. Apply with previous, and a delay of duration of around 1 second, and a delay of 1.5 seconds. Then we want this eyelash to come back after around 1.5 seconds, and for that I again apply the strip animation, but this time entrance effect. First we applied the exit effect. Now I want this eyelash to come back, so I am going to apply strip effect, but this time entrance effect with previous, and a duration of around 1 second, and I want this eyelash to come back after 3 seconds. Okay, then we have the left eyelash, and note down if you have selected the right eye by going to the selection pane, and you can note down here that you have selected the right object. And again I am going to apply the same animation to this one, add an exit strip effect with previous, and a delay of 1.5 second and duration of 1 second. Okay, and again I want this eyelash to come back, and for that sorry, I want to apply the entrance effect strips with previous, and again the same duration and timing, duration 1 second and delay of around 3 seconds. That's nice. Let me see the preview. See the eyes of the dog. Okay, that's fine. So now we need to animate the black part of the dog eye. I zoom in, and you can see here, and they are two different objects as I have shown you before. And I added this circle because I want when I want that when I spin this eye, then it will spin like that. And if you draw a single circle here and you apply the spin effect to it, it will spin like that and you will see nothing here. That is why I added a extra circle here to assign a new anchor point. Let me undo all this. So we will animate the black part of the right eye, and for that I apply the spin animation with previous, and I want this to start after 2 seconds, delay of 2 seconds and a duration of 0.75 seconds, and I want this eye to rotate to 50 degree clockwise and a smoothness of 0.75 seconds. Okay, and let me see the preview. You can see that the eye is moving right when the girl is throwing popcorn. So delay timing is matching, and then I want this eye to reverse, and then I want this eye to go down as the dog is seeing the popcorn. And for that, and I am again going to apply the spin effect to the right eye, and this time with previous, and this time I will apply a rotation of 1.120 degree counterclockwise and a smooth end of 0.25 seconds and a delay of 2.75 seconds and a duration of 0.25 seconds. I didn't apply the duration to the previous one. Let me check. Its duration is okay, that's fine. Let's check the preview. That's fine. And then I want this eye to reverse back to its original position, and for that I again select the eye and then I apply the spin animation again with previous. However, I can apply auto reverse here, but you can't add a delay between an animation and auto reverse. You can see that the eye is going back to its original position. I want that eye to stop here, right here, and it is moving back immediately without any delay. And that is the another problem in PowerPoint, that you can't add a delay between auto reverse. Anyway, so we will apply another animation to this. So I will again apply the spin animation to this black part, and I go to add animation, spin with previous and a duration of 0.25 seconds with a delay of 3.75 seconds, and I want this eye to rotate back to 50 degree, around 50 degree. I am not sure if that is exactly going to fit there, and without any smoothness, 0.25, 3.7, that's fine. Hit the OK button and let's check the preview. Okay, moving up, moving down and reversing back to its position. And if you see here carefully that it's moving a little bit up again, and that is because the animation ends here, and repeat the animation, and there is a difference between the actual position and reverse position by the spin effect. So you can either adjust the degree of the rotation, or you can reposition that right eye to that one. That is why these kind of animation takes a lot of time in PowerPoint. I hope you got my point. Anyway, let's move further, and what we need to do right now is to animate the left eye, and for that I can use the animation painter, because the left eye has the same animations. And what I will do here is I will select the right eye, go to the animation painter. You can see here that when I select the right eye, all the corresponding animations are selected here. And I click the animation painter and then I click on the left eye. And let's see the preview if it is working fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. And finally, we need to move the right hand of the girl and for that I select that part of the hand. You can check it by rotating it, and then I apply the spin effect again with previous. With the duration of around 0.25 seconds and a delay of 3.75 seconds, and open the effect option. I don't require any smoothness here, and that's fine. Okay, I forget to adjust the rotation of the degree, and that is 75 degree clockwise, no, counterclockwise. Slideshow. Even though this tutorial is getting lengthy, but I have to teach you all these things. If you know the basic fundamentals of any application, then you can easily understand all those things. That is why I always recommend to learn the basics, and that is why I have previously released a video on PowerPoint, and its duration was around 1 hour, and that was the only first lesson of PowerPoint. And I am telling you this because if you know the basic fundamentals of any application, then you don't need to learn all these things. Even you can download my presentation and check what I have applied here, what kind of animation I have applied here, and you don't need to watch this tutorial. This tutorial is only for the beginners, and if you have already a lot of experience in PowerPoint, then you can only download my presentation and can check all these effects and can open the selection pane to learn more about the objects. Anyway, finally we need to animate the cloud and the aeroplane and the second dial. And for the second dials, I open the selection pane, and here I find the second dials, and that is right here. Okay, I select it, and for the second dials I apply the animation spin with previous duration of around 5 seconds. Animation pan, I want to rotate it to 50 degree and repeat until end of slide. And I want to start it from the beginning without any delay, so I apply 0 here, and let's see. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now it's splitting. Finally we need to animate the aeroplane, and for that I apply the motion path, and this time I apply diagonal upright, and you can adjust the path. You can hold down the shift key when you want the path to go straight right away, and with previous, and timings and duration and delay is up to you. I want this aeroplane to take around 3 seconds, and it should start after around 1.5 seconds. And let's see the preview. You can press the F5 key to see the preview from the current slide, and it is moving a little fast, so I want to apply a duration of around 5 seconds. 5 seconds is the maximum time here. That's fine. And finally we need to animate the cloud, And for that I again open the selection pane and find the cloud here. You can now understand the importance of the selection pane. You can't see the cloud here because it is hidden behind the objects. So instead of hiding all these objects, you can use the selection pane to find things. And here is the cloud, and I want to animate it to the left side, so I will apply the left motion path here, and I want to move it right here with previous without any delay with the duration of 5 seconds. That's fine. Let's see the preview. And I hope you will like that tutorial. However, it is a very lengthy tutorial, but if you want to learn basic fundamentals of motion graphics in PowerPoint, then you have to watch all these lengthy tutorials to understand the basic fundamentals of animation and PowerPoint. And I hope you will like that tutorial. Let me know by leaving a comment or by liking and sharing this video with your friends. And we will meet in our next tutorial. And I have already give you a preview of the next tutorial where I will animate a CentOS render, and I hope you will like that as well. Thanks for watching and take care.